Hi, Dr. Dimitri. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. It's much appreciated. So you have many years experience in IP in Europe, in the Netherlands, Greece, and in several other countries. How is the current COVID-19 situation impacting the legal sector in general, and which are the major changes you've seen in the last few months?
Let's say in the legal terms in general, the legal world in general, tribunals are closed all around the world, including the Netherlands and Greece. And in Greece, they are just now reopening, which means that we will have further delays to the ones that we had already. And on the other hand, the patent offices are implementing extensions of time limits which would expire up to now, let's say in the last couple of months, are postponed for, at this moment, after the 15th of May. The European Patent Office has implemented such a measure, the EU IPO, the national offices as well. So these are the two main changes, which means delays.
Right. So you're seeing more of the delays on the legal sector, on the patent sector a little bit. Are the patent offices more electronic there? Are they able to support people working from home at this time?
Yes, my experience here in Greece is positive. People are doing, the patent office is doing its best actually to accommodate applicants to reply to questions, but nevertheless they have their own problems because only very few people can be present at the same time at the office. So they also request some understanding from the applicants and representatives.
And so you are the founder of and the managing director of Intel-Lex. It's the first and only IP consulting company in Greece. What are the challenges and opportunities the current situation presents to this jurisdiction in particular?
Well, surprisingly, the effect I would say is positive because now people have more time. Intellectual property is normally priority number 2, if we are lucky, or number 3 to a CEO, to a CTO, etc. Because all these people are running after time to implement changes, to find clients, to sell, to develop products, etc. So protecting their intellectual assets is a secondary priority. Now, as the first priority has been blocked or has been diminished or has been lowered, the second priority takes over. As a result, the month of April was the busiest month ever for us. The month of March was dull, let's say. The month of March, there was quite a lot of panic, fear for the future, etc. But April seems that people are more in terms with the virus and are looking to the long term and are preparing themselves for the future.
Interesting. So what I'm hearing is you're actually seeing that many companies, corporations, your clients, et cetera, are actually taking a closer look at their patent portfolios and actually moving forward more because of their time during this pandemic.
Because they have time now. Because now they have time. They don't have time, let's say, to travel, to visit clients, to be visited by people, etc., to run their staff, their personnel, to develop new products. They have time for the second priority.
Right. Interesting. And is there any specific industry that is maybe cutting costs on that and maybe cutting back on their patent portfolios because of the situation? They're worried about the economy, the future of the economy?
Yeah, pharma is more active this last time. Greece has quite a big pharmaceutical industry, especially in non-patented products, medicines, but also other medical equipment, companies which are busy with medical equipment. The medical sector in general is quite active at this moment, but also quite a lot of the startups who are not related to the medical sector.
Interesting. So I would assume, I mean, based on you being the founder and managing director of Intel-Lex, which is the only IP consulting company in Greece, I would assume you must be involved with some of the products that could be either manufacturing or either on medicine directly related or indirectly related to COVID-19.
Yes, there is quite a lot of discussion at this moment on the patented products. What shall we do with products which are protected by patents? And the dialogue goes into two directions. One direction is that we should very early go to the so-called compulsory licensing, means that one state may decide that product X, that let's say medicine X would be available without any IP protection to everyone, in order to be able to produce it in big masses and give it to the people for a reasonable price. And the other side is saying, well, if something is protected, it should remain protected and the patent owner should fix the price. Well, my opinion is somewhere in the middle. We should first protect the health of people. If there is, let's say, if there is a new medicine, a new, let's say, a new test, and the price tag given by the pharmaceutical is too high, should we not buy this because it's priced too high? Or should we better find a compromise with the selling company, with the patent owner, and find a common ground and give access to this to big masses? I am of the second opinion. Compromise to find good price.
So, Dr. Dimitri, is there anything, you had mentioned compulsory licensing. I had spoken to another IP professional out in Brazil, and he had mentioned something very similar, like now would be a very good time to exercise compulsory licensing, and he was hoping that that would be expedited. Is there any way for that process to be expedited? Is anyone working on it?
Well, there is a way to expedite it. First of all legislation, such as the Greek legislation, should be prepared for compulsory licensing, but it should not be used as a first measure. It should be used only as a last resort, and only in case in which there is no agreement between the government and the pharma. But before all, we should also protect not only the health of people goes above all, but if we do too early compulsory licensing, tell me why a pharmaceutical company would invest in the future in R&D. They would not. If they know that they cannot protect their invention, they would not. So we may destabilize, destroy the patent system through excessive compulsory licensing, excessive use of compulsory licensing. We should be very careful. We have a good balance at this moment. For the moment, it is working well for everyone, for the state, for people, and for the companies. There is a special situation now. We should try to keep the balance.
Interesting. So regarding compulsory licensing, do the ones that own the patents, if it was compulsory licensed, would they not be reimbursed? Would there not be a value? And then the ones that get this compulsory licensing not have to pay in order to be able to save lives at this time?
Yeah, this one scenario is that, let's say one state, let's say the Greek state, says to a company, I have 10 million people to vaccinate. I need 10 million vaccines. Let's say the pharma company would say, I would sell the vaccine €100 per person. it makes 1 billion, and the state would say 100 euro per person is too expensive. I'm doing a lot of volume. Instead of 100 euro, I would pay you only 10 euro. So then we should find the right compromise, which should serve, first of all, the interests of people, but also would not destroy the patent system in the long term. Because I want this company to continue to invest in R&D, to continue to advance in other medicines, to continue the technological progress, if you like.
I realize from your background that a significant amount of your work and experience has a strong international element. How is the current situation impacting international collaboration in IP?
Well, first of all, we are not able to travel. We don't travel. Consequence, we save time. We save money. We do quite a lot of conferencing, saving money and time, but the quality of the contact is not at the same level. Therefore, difficult situations are very difficult to find a solution through video conferencing, especially when we have more than one party involved, a negotiation and so on.
Do you see a global pandemic like COVID-19 leaving permanent marks on IP, and any aspects or examples you can think of?
Yeah, the one that I referred to earlier, compulsory licensing, if we are not careful, we may overdo it and destroy or partially destroy the patent system. Through destroying the patent system, we destabilize the R&D situation, because companies will invest much less to develop new products. Therefore, we will not advance technologically as fast as we are advancing now. And let's say the climate solutions will have to wait, but the Earth, the planet, cannot wait. See, that's why we should keep this very delicate balance between the two worlds.
Interesting. And is there anything else you would like to add that reflects how IP has been impacted by the global reality that we're currently living in?
I would say my big wish is that we find a good compromise in terms of pharmaceuticals, vaccines, etc., and compulsory licensing. This is, for me, this is the big challenge for the months to come or years to come.